Joe Biden had in the room, and the media couldn't decide what to do. They're hiding Joe Biden because they don't want him to continue to make the gas of saying
Biden.
120 million Americans died from COVID-19. Every time he talks, he makes a mistake. So his advisors are saying, Joe, stay in the basement. It's the safest place for you.
But it seems to be working for him, Corey.
Well, yeah, but Judge, look, let me just bring your viewers back to 1988. I know it was a long time ago. You and I remember it. The New York Times ran a poll in July of 1988 that said then Governor Michael Dukakis was beating then Vice President George H.W. Bush 55 to 38. The race was over. Michael Dukakis was the next president of the United States. Judge, we can't take any solace in these polls that are coming out right now. We saw this 4 years ago, only for Donald Trump to shock all of the political pundits, all of the what we call geniuses. We knew Donald Trump was going to win 4 years ago. We have heard now, Judge, for the last 10 years, the state of Texas is a battleground state. The last time a statewide Democrat won in Texas was before George W. Bush was the president of the United States 25 years ago. Under that scenario, Massachusetts has a more likelihood of voting for Donald Trump than Texas does as voting for a Democrat.
But you may recall that even Senator Ted Cruz needed some help before the last election. But I want to keep moving. I want to talk about Tulsa. Last Saturday night, and I'm very, very disturbed about Tulsa. And we were told that the million people were going to be attending. And clearly that was not the case. So my question to you is a very blunt one, and that is, should the Trump campaign have seen signs that they were being bombarded by requests by people who had no intention of attending the rally? Should they have seen a deviation in numbers, especially in this COVID climate? I mean, how did the campaign allow that to happen? It's not fair to the president either.
Judge, I think you've hit it spot on here. It's the world of COVID-19. Everything is completely different from what it was. And Judge, we've all seen the president do 4, 5, 6 rallies a day with 15 or 20 or 25,000 people apiece. This is the first rally he did post-COVID-19 taking over our country. And so I think the campaign planned for the very best. The turnout model that they wanted was going to be one which was huge. And in the world of COVID-19, it was. And the campaign is going to look at this and say, what can we do better? But it's about going forward, Judge, and making sure that things like that don't happen again. We can go back and live in the past, but we have to be able to go forward and make sure that every rally the president does going forward is properly executed and absolutely perfect the way he expects it, the way he deserves it, as they always are. It's a different world today, Judge, than it was before.
Well, let's hope that wherever that problem was, that whoever is in charge of that they recognize the deviation. I mean, 1 million people. I mean, the planes had to be loaded, the hotels had to be filled. I mean, come on. But anyway, Corey, it's always great to have you on Justice. Thanks so much. And coming up, one of the country's top law and order experts gives his take on police reform. You got to hear this.